Hello and welcome to Podsongs, where we interview inspirational people in service to others as inspiration for a new song. Today my guest is the Belgian guitarist, Quentin Dujardin, and his guest is the pro-climber, adventurer, filmmaker, Sean Villanueva O'Driscoll.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, hello Quentin, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Very good.
Could you please, just because it's been a long time ago, we didn't exchange, about your podcast. I would like just to feel again with you what you're looking for, and if I've well understood the goal, the objective of your, the issue of your, podcast, which...
Sure, well we have a flowing conversation with your guest, Sean, and then we collaborate on a song inspired by the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. It can be an instrumental piece. It could be with vocals. It can be anything. However, you best see the you as creator best see the serve the song, serve the subject.
Okay. So you mean that you can just take one song from one of my previously album and use it behind the interview? That's also possibility.
No, we need to collaborate on a new song. It can be
okay.
Yeah, to release together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are a musician, you are writer, you are okay.
Not at your level.
Okay.
Of musical ability. I mean, I'm a songwriter. So I'm more of a vocalist than a songwriter. But we have a band here in Italy as well of some excellent Italian musicians. Guitar, drums, bass, piano. We can also get accordion players, and we just collaborate on a simple piece. It can be just it doesn't have to be an opera. It can just be a very short piece of music that we release separately as a single, and that also helps promote the episode as well, and also your music.
Okay. So what's the process? How do you want to get the final song? I mean, do you expect from me I send you music, or you send me vocals, or you send me harmonies, or whatever? What?
It's different for every process. So usually after the interview, we're very excited, we're very up. So we go away separately, see what comes through us.
Okay.
And then I can send it to you. You can send me your stuff, and we can see, maybe you take something of mine, some ideas, and you create that into a final piece. Or I also have a producer. I know you're a producer as well, but you're very busy. So maybe you need some help with the producing and the mastering. And we just send ideas back and forth, and you say, well, could you put some drums on the back of this, or a bass line, or a accordion, or another instrument. And then it depends, because we work with different artists. We haven't worked with an acoustic guitarist before. Usually we often work with singers, so then we do a backing track, then we collaborate on the song. Maybe they just write the lyrics, or maybe they just sing on it. So it's a fluid process. I mean, you've collaborated with so many people. I'm sure you can pull a song out of the air quite easily.
Yeah. Well, I'm used to collaborate with people. It's not that kind of problem, but it's just about the process. If there is something mechanical, by the way, but it's okay. We'll see what's happened. And also about the next Zoom with Sean. I didn't prepare anything, to be honest.
Oh, that's fine. No,
I just know the guy.
Why did you pick Sean then?
Well, because my wife, she knows him. She was in another life climbers also. Do you say climbers? Climbers, yeah. She was climber, and she knows very well Nicolas Favres, who's of course the guy who climbed with Sean.
Yeah, made their name together. Yeah.
So I just discovered the work, the history, Sean history by her, And then I was curious about their next adventure, and that's why I just picked that man up, and that could be nice to just to speak about what they are looking for with Nicolas at the time. So that's more or less the pitch of why I choose it. Yeah.
He's a real character now. I mean, I hadn't heard of him before until you mentioned him, and so I've been researching him. And I mean, they used to climb up sheer rock faces with lots of musical instruments as well, and have a jam on these ledges, thousands of feet up in the air. It's crazy.
Yeah, that sounds funny. So, well, yes.
Yeah. Have you seen some of his movies?
Yeah, of course. Also, it's been a while now, but yeah, I followed up the guy a few months ago, and I also watched some of his movies and different experiences, different how do you say, not escape, but different
adventures. Yeah.
He did before he made with Nicolas. So let's see what's happened. Yeah, and if I well understood, he comes from just a long trip, no? 4 months or 3 months tripping.
I think he's been sailing, has he? I don't know. He also does sort of films of Arctic sailing, and yeah, he's like Mr. Adventure, Mr. Action Man. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're also, so let's talk a little bit about yourself, because maybe the audience want to know, about you and your music. And I see I watched your documentary film about your traveling adventures, and you've had some pretty interesting experiences.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. You were younger in the movie.
Yeah, it was almost, for sure, 15 years ago. I traveled for more than 10 years around the world. I was a bit tired of learning music with teachers, by the school.
The conservatory, and it's quite rigid. Yeah,
something that way. And I was very tired of that type of learning music. And so after getting my master in music, in jazz and what they call light music, I was like 21, 22, and I decided to travel, just going somewhere in the street for meeting people, meeting musicians. I mean, musicians from more popular sites. And I've started with gypsies in Spain, in Andalusia, for flamenco, living with them for 3 years, and then learning new way of exchanging music informations about flamenco, and me, of course, about improvisation, harmonies with them. So I discovered that I had so many other things to learn, because, when you are diplomated, when you are graduated from a high school, from conservatory, people tell you that you almost know everything, and you can be a great musician. But it was absolutely not the case. So I just started from zero. I just decided to start it from the ground, and to try to become more myself. So that's why I chose the way to travel for 10 years after passing by Morocco, Mali, Madagascar, Latin America, and always looking for musicians in the streets, meeting them, discovering their popular roots, sometimes making albums with them, sometimes taking them from their jungle and trying to put them on the stage with me here in Europe. Yeah, these are also great adventures, quite different from climbing, but it's a kind of climbing things, and music can be also very the perspective is not always like this, perspective can be also like this, like this, and like this, and like this. So it's like a wave, so it's music is what I love practice. I love to compose, and I love to collaborate. And today I just play my music. I live from that. I live from my composition, from my guitar, and so that's a long way. That's the same time, I think.
Yes, yeah.
And so, and what about you? Where do you come from? So you are in Italy, right there.
Yep, I'm English originally, but I've been here for about 12 years. Yeah, and I lived in Amsterdam 10 years before that, and did a lot of traveling in the middle. So I haven't been in England since 1999. Yeah, but Italy's You've obviously been through this area. I mean, the south of Italy. You've been through.
Which part of Italy are you?
I'm in underneath Napoli, the Cilento, Salerno, Santa Maria di Castellabate.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's not much of a music scene here and not much money, so you don't get many big concerts coming through, many artists. But there's a good community of musicians here, and they play a lot of the local Cilentana music, which is kind of it's not Celtic, but like a bit French influenced, sort of tambourine and dancing.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it's a popular style from there.
Yeah, sort of gypsy. But don't know. I mean, you would know exactly what it was from all your travels. You're an encyclopedia of local music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. That's fun. I can tell from you're such a workaholic. I can see from your super professional website and all you're transitioning now into films. Is that right? Film soundtracks?
Well, it depends. Sometimes I got propositions for soundtracks. Sometimes I'm making music for albums, for working in studio or with musicians producing also.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot at home. I got my studio here also, and also living more with my family. So it's a kind of a patchwork of several things, making that you are living from your music. It's not just one thing. And I like to experiment different styles of music. And I think that it's also when you try to live from your music, it's also very solitary work, very solitary way to improve every day, to practice every day. And when I'm playing solos, concerts, duo, trio, quartets, depending, moving most of the time in France and Belgium for concerts. And sometimes I'm also working with musicians from Spain. So I travel there also sometimes. But before the COVID period, it was quite busy outside the country. But now it's more, I'm just trying to, reappropriate the process of making music at home and trying to share from the home from here, and with less transport, with less miles to make. So it's also, something we are trying to change also, because now music you can, since almost 20 years, you can share it from your home with digital. And it's a real revolution for independent musicians like me and like you. So it's a real new chance. We are very lucky to live. I mean, I come from the both sides. The what's was before with albums trying to get a distribution. It was very complicated, and today it's very easy to share the music. So it's I got the two point of view, and I really appreciate the digital way of how we can really express ourselves around the world. It's a real new image you receive from yourself and from people getting your music outside the country. And it's a very easy way to practice, in fact.
Yeah, I remember when I started, you had to release a single. To release a single to pitch for the radio, you had to print it physically. So that was a minimum of €1,000 to get it pitched to the radio, because they wouldn't accept it on any other format. So, and then just, so even if every single, so you couldn't just send an album in. And now, I mean, the Podsongs is a COVID project. I was in lockdown as well, so I came up with this project so that I could, have something to do, and it's, from that obstacle has grown a great thing, because now I can reach out and collaborate with all these different people all around the world that I would never otherwise have an excuse to speak to, and all these guests speaking to their guests. And so it's bringing the world together, and in a way that a concert is a format. It's a wonderful thing. You go to a concert, you perform, or you print an album. It's a wonderful thing. There is for life, these tracks. But this is more of a, so we have a conversation, and then after, when people hear the song, maybe people first hear the song, and then they can go back afterwards and hear the conversation that inspired it. And imagine if you could do that for some of your favorite songs. It would be pretty incredible to go and hear the conversation which the lyrics are taken from, which the mood came from. So yeah, it's in kind of a new art form, the conversation inspiring the song, and it yields interesting results. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it's a very innovative way to express yourself. It's very different from the past.
And it's thanks to streaming. You couldn't do that otherwise. I couldn't pay €1,000 a week to print songs and post them all over the world. It would be ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we must all change and adapt to the times.
That's it. That's the way how it works with music. Adapt yourself, adapt to the sounds. Yeah. Because finally, it's just we are speaking more about sounds and not about music. Sometimes I feel more I'm working with sounds today, trying to organize sound or trying to give a good sound, much more than about kind of music, about which box we could put that music on, Mm-hmm. It's more about just sound, and now everything is mixed. Everything is blended, Mm-hmm. So it's very rich, and you don't have to get lost also. If you really want to try to keep your vibe alive, mm-hmm. and try to create an original sound also. Mm. Yeah. And also what I appreciated with Sean is that they practice, on the edge, they practice acoustic instruments. Just that sounds very easy to take with you also. It's something that's why I felt really close to those guys, because I feel that with a guitar you can go everywhere. It's just a fantastic instrument. Mm. It's a polyphonic instrument, and you can really take it in your bag and travel the world with it. Mm. And it's not the case with the piano, It's not the case with the trumpet. It's just so original. So it's probably one of the most generous instruments in the world. Guitar, 6 strings, and you can 6 strings, 4 strings.
Well, Sean has a flute. He takes a flute up there, and that's a lot lighter to carry up a rock face. So
yeah, of course. But I think that he's never. Most of the time, he's not alone playing the flute. He's with one of his friends playing the guitar, ukulele or whatever. And that's also something I really appreciate, is that they try to keep that vibe alive, to share music. And that's what you keep you alive anyway. I feel very grateful with life when I can really play music without any expected plan, if you meet somebody in the street, what I was doing 15 years ago, you can meet any different kinds of people, any different kinds of situation every day.
Mm-hmm.
If you are just open to the discovery.
Yeah.
And that's what is fantastic with the way to practice the music that way. And I feel quite the same with them on the rock, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe Sean could play on the song, play the flute. Yeah.
That would be funny. That would be great.
Yeah, he's very propose the idea. Yeah. It's interesting also. It's interesting also to think about, you know, because, you know, you as a musician, I mean, you're not just playing the notes. It's your personality comes through the music. And so all those 10 years of traveling you've done really, you know, that's what makes you so special. And I think it's the same with Sean, seeing his, seeing all the climbing he's doing, and why people are so fascinated with him is because he's such a personality, and how that shapes things. And it'd be also interesting to ask him about how he makes his way in this new world, because he's sponsored by maybe clothing brands and things like that. So he has to also navigate this world as a kind of a creative climber, a creative adventurer. So yeah, but it comes back to this cult of personality, this being somebody special, like you, like Sean. That's what it comes down to. And he expresses himself with climbing. You express yourself with music.
Yeah, it's all about creativity, and I think that any human being is a creative person. Just sometimes people make different choices for you. I mean, like your parents or your environment, direct environment. So sometimes it can, that fact can disturb your creativity, or that can also improve your creativity. That can also help you to discover your own creativity. That sometimes it's yeah, and I think that creativity is probably the most when you get older, it's probably the best way to stay alive every day. If I don't feel creative in a day in my life, you know, I feel very, very I don't know the word in English, but it's like I feel not sad, but I feel like I'm empty, you know.
Yeah, frustrated.
I'm not useful to the world. You know, I'm not really welcome here, you know. And so even it can be, that can happen with the guitar, but also that can happen with people, just changing information, communication. That can be about, I was just in my garden taking how do you say, a big, for Halloween, you know, those
pumpkin, yeah.
Pumpkin?
Pumpkin, yeah.
Pumpkin, yeah. So I was taking all the pumpkin in the garden, and I thought I put this 4 months ago in the garden, you know, little seeds.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to see that the garden, the earth is very generous with that, and it's because of creativity, because of how do you say? Yeah, I'm working on a word very interesting. In English, it's called serendipity. Have you heard about that word?
Yeah.
Serendipity. My next album will be released in next February, and the name is Serendipity. It's a tool with an harmonica player, and I like quite a lot that word. It's just about making discoveries just because of creativity of the vibe around you. Sometimes you are looking for something very hardly, and there is no issues, there is no solution, you cannot see. And then it comes because of serendipity, by the way, you know, it comes from the life around you. So that sounds great.
Well, it's imagination, isn't it? And you're not just writing music, you're writing your life. No, you're not you're not a player in a band, somebody tells you go and do this gig, that gig, you write your life. No, you write, I'm going to do this movie now with this guy, or I take the choice now to do this concert tour with this person. So you're writing the tapestry of your life. And the same with Sean, he decides which adventure to go, which adventure to go on with whom, and then they get to that mountain, they decide which mountain to climb. They're using their imagination, and that's what's so interesting. I think that's why we're drawn as an audience to people like yourselves, is to go along the journey with them as you make choices and your imagination, and this discovery and this creation is a beautiful thing. That's why it's not just because it's not just a sexy pop video. It's creating something new, something beautiful.
Yeah, that's it's just
there's content to it. That's what I'm saying. There's substance to it. It's not just, you're not just speaking to a PR consultant who says, I think you need to go. Next album should be called Serendipity, and it should be about strange connections. You're weaving this tapestry, and all the artwork will come from that. All the videos will come from this, because you have a central idea, you have a theme, you're an artist of substance. So therefore you create greater things because of the person you are, because of the experiences you've had.
Yeah, but that's the way I'm working, but also the fact is that every album is a tryout, It's like, it's not the ending. It's not something very sure. You are not sure about, but you are just trying every day to propose something original. And you don't even know if it's really original, because it comes from many information behind you and around you.
There's nothing original.
Yeah. That's also the question about original. That's sometimes, because we are living from memories from the others before us, and maybe above us, and also behind us, and also before us. Yeah. So it's
standing on the shoulders of giants. Yeah.
When do we connect with
He should join us any second. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear the baby in the background, or does it not pick it up?
Yeah, it's my little girl, but she's
no, mine. You can't hear mine.
No.
Okay.
I got the same problem. Mine is also crying there, but it's okay.
Oh, really? No, Zoom is amazing. Cuts out all that baby noise. I need Zoom in everyday life. How old is your little girl?
What? Sorry?
How old is your child?
She's a bit more than 1 year.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, 1 year and 4 months now.
Okay. Oh, Deuce, it's her name. She's born in last Augustus.
Oh, really?
Year.
Yeah. From June last year.
June. Okay. Yeah.
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 So you're going through the same experience.
Yeah, of course. But I got 3.
Oh, okay.
So, but now we decided to stop. But it's okay. It's fantastic. But it's she's the last one, and
there he is. Hey, Sean, can you hear us?
No, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good. This is Quentin here.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Quentin.
How are you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah. The same. Same to me. It's nice to see you. Maybe Jack, I got a question, because I'm on my phone. I'm on my iPhone. If I switch on my laptop, can I see you also? Because right now I can only see Sean.
I'm just going to be in the background here anyway, so
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you should be chatting to Sean and I'll be,
Okay. And the sound is okay for you, I mean, for the recording.
yeah, sounds great. Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you, Sean, in the world?
Right now I'm in Germany.
Hard to keep track of you.
Yeah. Sorry, it was a bit difficult to pin me down. I was traveling a lot, and I was on an expedition for the last 3 months or so. So it was kind of hard to get good internet connection. So yeah.
Great. Well, I'll hand you over to Quentin here. He actually has a friend of a friend from a long time ago.
Okay.
So first, Sean, why did you cut the barb? Every time you come back from an expedition, you cut the barb, or no?
It's like maybe twice a year, once or twice a year. Yeah. Like, and yeah, usually after a big expedition, I get rid of the beard and kind of just to start all over again,
Yeah, I understand. That you look great. But
you too.
Thanks. So it's funny because I think that we are both Belgian guys, no?
Yes.
You are from Flemish part. You don't speak French.
No, I speak French. Yeah. No, I'm from near Brussels, like just outside of Brussels in the Flemish part. But no, I speak like most of my friends will be French speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And me, I live in the Condros. I mean, it's nearby, just next to Durbuy. You know Durbuy?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I live in the area. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Jack, I have a question. If you can come back for a while.
Sure.
Okay. So can you just, because it's been a long time, as I said to you before, it's been a long time that we didn't really discuss about the general pitch of your podcast, but should I have to question? It's a kind of question and answer with Sean.
No, it's more of a flowing conversation. So you want to hear all about Sean's adventures, and then and then you can just go with the flow, and then we have to create a song here, Sean, inspired by the conversation. So it'll be depending on what you tell us will inspire the song.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, so I have to be honest. I thought maybe that that you had the wrong man here. I thought like maybe there's somebody else with the same name or something, and I'm like, so my question is like, what? How did I get involved in this? How am I? Because Quentin, we've never met, have we? We've never met before.
No, but we got I think a great friend. Well, not exactly to me, but we got a great friend in combination with it's Nicolas Favres.
Absolutely,
you know? Yeah, my wife, she's a friend of Nicolas.
Okay.
She's also a climber. She was a climber. I mean, like less than 10 years ago, she was climbing with Nicolas sometimes, and her name is Noémie Hubard. And that's why I've discovered your great adventures with Nicolas. And now it's been like almost 7 years. I know your expedition. I've heard about you, about Nicolas, and how you make fun, how you take fun on the rock with music also. And I've been watching some of your expeditions also on the web, and that's why I just try to get you involved in that Jack podcast, So that's why I thought with myself that should be nice just to make a connection with the guy. So that's why I chose.
Yeah, and Noémie, she's a singer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember her. Yeah. Okay. She's got a very good singer. Yeah, beautiful voice. Yeah,
I will tell her, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where do you come from right now? If for listeners to understand more where you come from.
like where I was for the last few months, or
Yeah, exactly.
for example, yeah. Well, now I was on an expedition in Greenland, so we went out there with Nico Lefebvre, with my friend. I've been climbing with Nico for nearly 30 years, like more than 25 years, more than a quarter of a century. So I've known Nico for a long time, and we've been on expeditions all over the world. China, Pakistan, India, Patagonia, Greenland, Baffin Island, Venezuela, climbing big walls. That's what I do. And so now we were just on an expedition in Greenland, and we went there on a sailboat. So it's not a quick expedition. It takes a lot of time going with a sailboat. You have to have a lot of time. It took us about a month to get there, to sail there, because, you have to stop in the Atlantic and on the islands. And we stopped in the Faroe Islands because of storms. And then we stopped in Iceland because there was too much ice in the fjord where we wanted to go in Greenland. And so it took us more than a month just to get to where we wanted to go in Greenland, in the fjord where we wanted to go. And so then we sailed into this fjord, and then we got dropped off by the sailboats. 4 of us. There was 4 climbers. So there was myself, Nico, and then there was an American guy, Ben Dido, with who we've done a few expeditions, and then there was an English guy named Franco. And we got dropped off, and then we go up climbing for a month, big walls that have never been climbed before,
So it's walls in ice. I mean, it's made from ice. It's not walls.
It's rock. We're rock. We are rock climbers mostly. So it's rock. It's like this wall that we tried to climb was more than 1,000 meters, 1,200 meters of vertical rock, granite rock. There was 120 meters of ice just to get to it. So yeah, there was also like maybe 30 or 40 kilometers of glacier, just of walking on the glacier just before to get to the wall. And then maybe a steep 120 meter slope, maybe 60-degree ice or something like this. And then it's granite. So it's rock climbing, and it's a vertical rock face. Yeah. And we spent 10 days on that wall. So we're like living in like hanging tents, these tents you hang on the wall. And we always bring our instruments. So I guess that could be kind of maybe a link with this podcast. We always bring our musical instruments and we sing songs. And Nico plays the guitar, he's a very good guitar player, maybe not as technical as you, but he's very good. And
you got a great groove. That's what I can say from what I've watched.
Yeah. He's very good. Yeah, he's definitely a very solid guitar player. And I play the tin whistle, and I do some singing. I play a little bit of harmonica also, and so we have fun up there. We make sure we have fun, so it's not just all like climbing and hardship and suffering.
But just 10 days on one wall. I just want to jump. I can't believe it. I mean, that's incredible, no?
Yeah, I mean, the longest we've spent on a wall was 19 days in Patagonia. So that's 19 days without touching the ground, without walking. Basically, you're just hanging for 19 days. So yeah, and like I said, so I've known Nico for more than a quarter of a century, and we've been doing these expeditions for 20 years now. And I mean, usually we do an expedition at least once a year, maybe twice, and usually it's about 10 days on the wall is probably about average.
Yeah. How long does it take to come down? I'm sorry to jump in, but I'm so interested.
Yeah, usually it takes about a day. It takes about
the same way.
Yeah, we rappelled. Well, not always, but usually we rappel down the same way. Sometimes there's an easier way to get down on the other side. We might be able to walk off or go down a gully or something. Yeah. So it depends. It depends on the wall, really. Yeah.
Incredible.
The rest of the year, you if you don't travel, you work on what you have filmed probably in expedition. I mean, you have filmed here your latest expedition in Greenland. Did you film it or not really? Are you preparing a next documentary about it or?
Yeah. So yeah, I've made a lot of, I think I made maybe 6 or 7 documentaries about previous expeditions that we've done. So usually when I come back from an expedition, I would be sitting in front of the computer editing and doing all but this time it's not me that's doing it. We're letting somebody else do it. So sometimes we work like that also. So we brought back footage. Yeah, we did bring back a lot of footage, and we give the footage to these other guys that are going to edit it, and the guys from Real Rock, they're American production company. They make climbing movies.
Yeah, so you always shoot by yourself. You never bring with yourself on the rock somebody else. Expert for shooting and climbing also at the same time with you. You shoot by yourself with Nicolas and with probably other climbers around you. That's the process, of how you make.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of amateur style, we just film between ourselves. We're not professional filmmakers or anything like that. We're just a bunch of friends and we film between us. This time we had Ben Ditto, the American guy who was with us, who's a good friend and climber, but he's also a photographer. So he would maybe focus more on images and stuff like that. But we film between all of us. We all have like a little point and shoot camera that films in HD, and then just anytime we can, really, because we're in kind of extreme conditions, hanging on a very difficult steep wall. So anytime we can, we pull out the camera and we film each other. We might, say something to the camera, just trying to explain what's happening. But we film between ourselves, and that's kind of how we work, Jim. I think for us, it's important that we're there for climbing and to enjoy the experience and for the moment, to be in the moment and to be there. So for us, it's important that we're not there for making a film. That's not our main focus. That's like the kind of a secondary focus, but it's not our main focus. And I think if we would have like a professional team of cameraman with us or something, it would kind of break the vibe. And also, obviously, it would be very difficult because of the places we go to and the situations we get in. It's extreme. Like it's pretty hard. So it would be very difficult for somebody who wouldn't have the same climbing experience as we have to be up there or to even get there. We had to walk over a difficult glacier and everything just to get there. So we just film between ourselves. It's kind of amateur style.
No, it's not about, I'm not just asking you because of that amateur style. That's what I love. In fact, when I watch the movie, there is no, it's not tricky. It's just a real life and real documentary. That sounds true life. So I think it's quite, I think that sounds great for that also, because it's a real mirror of what you are living. So that sounds funny. Maybe I'm curious about staying on the platform of probably a bit more than 2 meters. On one, I don't know how much, staying with one other guy. Of course, you know him by heart, you know him for years now. And, are they sometimes question about choices, about ways, about how to deal with that during 10 days or more than 10 days on the rocks, living on so small spaces with a second person, with another guy. How it works? Can you just tell us a bit about that process, that way of living?
Yeah, so you're in a vertical world, and everything is hanging. You have to tie everything up to a piece of rope, or even your spoon or something. You have to put everything away. You can't have anything lying around, or it will fall down for 500 meters or 600 meters or however high you are. So you have to tie everything up. Your sleeping bag has to be tied up, everything. And like you said, we're in a small space, maybe the size of a table or something, and there's two of us. And especially when the weather's bad, you're just in this small cocoon. And sometimes for days, sometimes for like 3 days in a row, if it's like snowing and storming outside, you're just sitting there and lying down. We bring books so we can read. A lot of time it's a good, when weather's bad, it's a good time to rest also, because all the physical efforts we're doing are very, very hard. And then obviously we have our musical instruments, which really helps to like lift up the spirits. I mean, I think like a lot of people, they think it's maybe weird that we go through all the effort to bring up our musical instruments, especially a guitar, which, well, he has a small guitar, ukulele, but still, it takes a lot of effort to bring this along on these expeditions, and people sometimes, question if that's efficient, whatever. But for us, it's important that we have this, and it just lightens the atmosphere and puts us in contact with the moment. When you're on a wall, sometimes it can be like very overwhelming because the climbing is very difficult. The weather is bad, and you don't know if you're going to make it. You don't know if you're going to get to the top, and it's very scary because you're the first human to ever go on this piece of rock, and you don't know if you're going to find protection, if a rock's going to come loose. So sometimes the atmosphere feels very heavy. And then, when you play some music, instantly you kind of connect with the moment, and it kind of brings joy, and it kind of, it makes everything lighter, and it just keeps your spirit high, especially in bad weather and things like that. And also it helps for not waiting, because when you're playing music, you're not waiting for the weather to get better. You're actually busy doing something you love, or expressing yourself, or playing, just having fun, singing songs that we know, or playing, or inventing up new things. And so it kind of, you're not waiting. And the problem with waiting, obviously, is that it brings your motivation down when you're waiting, when you're not busy, and you're just waiting for the weather to get better or whatever. Your motivation levels kind of start lowering. But when we're playing music, it helps to keep it high, kind of in that way. So the music is important for us. Like for example, we won we've won the Golden Ice Axe for a couple of our expeditions. I won the Golden Ice Axe twice, but on one of the expeditions where we won the Golden Ice Axe, which is like it's the Oscar of mountaineering. It's like the highest level of recognition that you can get. It's like the Emmys in music or whatever. It's like the absolute highest recognition you can get. And so on one of the occasions where we got the Golden Ice Axe, some of the critique from other climbers was like, but they bring their musical instruments. So how can it be extreme and cutting edge what they're doing if they're bringing their music instrument, which is completely unnecessary? So it can't be cutting edge. And we loved that critique. We thought it was really funny. But for us, it's the music instruments makes a lot of sense, and it's part of our climbing gear, really, our big wall gear. Anyway, I would say, yeah, and I think it's brilliant.
I'm happy to hear you explaining that fact that music helps you to to get lighter in that ambience, in that perspective of keeping on climbing, and because I really felt with your videos that it helps you, of course, a lot. And I just said to Jack before that it's the same to me when I feel a bit empty or sad or whatever, music is always there for that. It's the same in life in general. So that's fantastic to hear that even if it's the worst the circumstances, music can have the same effects on people. And it's always the same. And also because I think that when you play very freely also. That's what I really appreciate. It's like you are just trying to improvise on 2 chords, 3 chords, and just express yourself with your instrument and experimenting sound also on the rock, on that balance with landscapes that can be crazy. I mean, to hear your sound going somewhere, it's infinite audience in front of you. So this is just more than funny, It's a real courage. It's a real new experience in life. So that's also what I really previously felt from what I was looking by being in contact with you. And sometimes that's what we look from the music to help us to keep on going the way. And that's fantastic. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
to connect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think the kind of improvised music style that we have sometimes and everything is a lot thanks to Nico. I think. I mean, obviously I was influenced a lot through Nico. Nico has been playing the guitar since he was 6, and when I first met Nico in the climbing gyms in Brussels, and very quick we saw we had the kind of same motivation and the same hunger for adventure. We liked adventure, and so that's how we started going more and more towards bigger walls and more adventurous expeditions and stuff like that. So we evolved a lot together. And Nico, in the beginnings when we started traveling, we would hitchhike from Brussels all the way to the south of France, go climbing. When we were 16 or whatever, we would hitchhike and we'd travel together. And Nico always brought his guitar because, it was an important part for him. And I didn't play any instrument at that point, but my family, my mother is Irish, so I have Irish roots. And I go to Ireland at least twice a year to visit my relatives there. And my family there in Ireland, they're very, very much into singing old Irish traditional songs. And so, I was brought up on singing. We would, every Christmas, for example, the whole family would come together, all my cousins and uncles and aunts, and we would sing traditional Irish songs. Everybody in a circle, and we would, one by one, you would sing songs. That's how I was raised. So I knew a lot of traditional Irish songs. So I when we started traveling with Nico, I would start singing them, and he would just improvise and play along on the guitar. But after a while, I was like, oh, I need to have an instrument also. And so the Irish tin whistle, the little tin whistle, an instrument that's used a lot in Irish music, was a logical thing because it's light, it's easy to travel with, and it's easy enough to learn. And so that's kind of became my instrument. But so, so we play a lot of kind of Irish trad songs too. And then a lot of times we improvise, but just play music on the feeling or on the vibe, that's in the moment, So we might be hanging up in the clouds. It might be we might be above a sea of clouds, and then it inspires to play a certain tune or whatever, and we just mess around. But so I never really learned to play music in a classical way. I just kind of learned playing by myself. So I play everything by ear, and so I guess it kind of it gave me a good ear. And Nico definitely has a really good ear. He can just he can play along with anybody or just join in with anybody. And so that kind of became our style and our way of doing things, you know.
Yeah. It's the same relation with when you climb with music, you know, it's about, when you can just catch the music like this by intuition, by ears, you can really jump into the music immediately. And I think that when you approach probably a rock and you start to climb, you have, of course, to be really connected with your intuition. It's this, I get the feel that it's kind of same intuition. You really have to feel what happens with your body, with your ears. And it's also your intuition who can guide you on the rock. Because as you said, nobody before you climb the rock where you go in expedition. So in music, I think it's the same, because me personally, I come from, you know, classical music, jazz music, and I've learned a lot from teachers also. But after a while, I decided to cut that line and to say I have to go by intuition and to travel with musicians and travel with myself in different places in the world, just by discovering music in another way, in the street, popular musicians, playing with them. And it's always, the result is always made by intuition. And I think that finally, intuition is also a way to stay creative, with what you want to approach, what's your next goal, and always to stay fresh with the next idea. And in music, it's the same. You play and then you receive another idea, and then you have to listen and then to exchange other information and send back some information. And it's a going back with the songs. And I feel I'm absolutely not climber. I can't, because I use also my nail, you know, for playing. But and also because I'm feeling fear, you know, I'm not very comfortable with the fact to climb. So that's why I got a kind of sometimes a kind of obsession by just watching those guys on the rock. It's very intense. And but it's about that touching the sounds, touching the material, touching the things, and by the way, going somewhere and staying creative at each moment, each movement you make, and each notes you can just try to make an exchange. And also, as I've learned, also jazz music improvisation is kind of same way of connecting with music, connecting with sound you receive. And I think it's something, to me, that sounds original, because we are just creating every time new connections in our brains. And I think it's more about that, what we are experimenting. It's new ways to think about how to connect another way to that point. Why should I always to make the same? I can make another way. And I think most of the people probably, they just think that there is just one way, but sometimes you can also experiment with the music, that there are different ways to experiment that intuition. And the brains is just a big landscape for intuition, big new earth to make new connections and to propose to yourself new fear to fight with. So yeah, that's probably the connection I see when I watch what you are doing. And that must be crazy, just to be in those amazing landscapes and hearing music, touching the rocks, touching the material. That's fantastic. That's just great respect for what you are doing with Nicolas. Yeah.
I totally agree that that the intuition is very important. And I think in climbing, that's when you climb the best, is when you climb with a feeling, you know, when you're not thinking too much, you know, you climb with just pure feeling. And I think with music, it's it's a lot the same. It's a feeling that comes from inside the chest, kind of, and not too much from inside the head. Because if it comes too much from the head, it's you're just kind of thinking too much, and you're not as free and not as creative. And so I think, I think that's the way it is in climbing too, And I think it's especially when we're climbing these new rock faces where nobody has ever been, and you don't know if you have to go right or left, or it's just it's pure improvisation, and you have to be open and creative, and you have to kind of have the courage to try new things, or so I think there's a lot of similarities. Yeah.
And it's also about how we can be every day more creative with two hands. It's just about touching things, and with those hands, using those hands with our brain, and trying to make a good balance between brains and intuition, and touching, hearing. And that's the real material. I mean, you are working with the real material. And I can really feel your material. I mean, I can really feel your choices, where you go there and why you want to go there. It's more about just going in big landscapes, but it's also about yourself and about connecting your hands with something original, with something you don't know about it. So that's the great experience of life. That's creativity, in fact. Experimenting creativity every day, searching for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we try to pick big challenges when we're climbing these big walls. It's a big challenge, and a lot of times you don't know if you're going to make it to the top, but that's what kind of helps you to push yourself and to get out of your comfort zone, and to grow and to learn from these things. So, but it's the whole adventure, the whole thing that kind of brings it together. So for us, it's more about the experience and the whole adventure. Like the sailing, even though it took like a month to get to this wall, we could have maybe taken a plane and then a helicopter and just landed right at the base, and we would have been there a lot faster. But the sailing was amazing also. It was definitely part of the whole experience. Yeah.
So you say also by yourself. I mean, with Nicolas, you manage the boat yourself, or there is a driver for you, or he's waiting also in the boat.
Exactly. There's at least one guy on the boat. This year there was 3 people on the boat. So there's 3. There was 7 of us on the boat. There was 3 sailors and 4 climbers.
Okay.
So yeah. So, but I mean, yeah, we do what has to be done on the sailboat. Also, we do some helming and help with whatever we can. Nico has a lot of sailing experience, so Nico knows how to sail. I have a lot less than Nico, but now, I mean, we've done, I think we've done 4 sailing trips. So yeah, but yeah, it's part of the thing. And then, sailing and music go well together also. Anything goes well with music, but yeah. And I've been learning the Irish bagpipes, or the uilleann pipes. Yeah, for the last 3 years or something, 4 years. So they come along on the boat. I have brought them up on the wall before, but not this time. But they're a little more difficult to bring on the wall because they're a little delicate. They're very sensitive to conditions, If the humidity changes or the temperature changes, they're very sensitive because of the reed. And so they're a little more difficult to bring on the wall. So, but for the sailing, I bring it along on the sailing, and because in the boat, we don't have to carry it and everything. And it's easier to keep it more safe. Absolutely, yeah.
Well, that sounds great. Jack, I don't know if there is other, not question, but other
yeah,
ways
yeah. Well, I want to know about the physicality of it, because, you're 1 month, I've been a bit of sailing as well. And after 1 month in a boat, you don't walk on the land so well, it's like you've been sitting down, you have to keep in shape on the boat. And also when you're on the wall and you've been sitting down for 3 days, and then you have to start up climbing. I mean, what about this cold start? That must be so difficult, because you've got to be in such top physical shape to do this climb.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, on the sailing, I mean, we train as much as we can, like even on the sailboat, even in the middle of the Atlantic, we do pull-ups and push-ups, and we just do whatever we can, really. We have this little hangboard to train our fingers, because in climbing, the most important part really is the strength in your fingers, or, physically, it's being able to hold on to these tiny little holes. So your finger strength is very important. So we have this little hangboard that you hang that has like little shelves, little edges, and then we hang on that and to train our finger muscles. And so, yeah, we do that as much as possible, nearly every day when we're on the sailboat. And then definitely as soon as we stop somewhere on land, we do some training sessions to keep fit for when we get to the wall. Because absolutely, when we get to these walls, these are major challenges. They're very, very difficult. They take everything out of us. That we have to really try as hard as we can. A lot of the times, like this year, for example, there was the wall that we tried is a wall called the Mirror Wall, and we fought really hard. We tried very, very hard, and we didn't reach to the summit. We didn't get to the summit. We got blocked. We got into a section where it was just blank, and there was no protection. There was no holds, nothing to hold on to. And so, yeah, I mean, we had to bail. We had to go back down. It's kind of, that can be hard sometimes, but we've always said that the summit is not the most important thing. It's the experience. So we had to, that's how it is, so, as long as we tried really hard and we gave it everything, we had, and we walk away without any, big injuries, and we had a fun time with friends, played music up there, tested the acoustics of the big wall. Then we're happy, and I mean, it was an absolutely amazing, expedition we had this time, even though we didn't succeed, so people might call it a failure, but to us, it definitely was not a failure. It was absolutely amazing. So yeah, it's important to stay fit, and we just train as much as we can. But I think the most important thing is the motivation. To want to do it. Because you can be you can be the strongest climber in the world. You've trained really hard. You can do the most pull-ups in the world or whatever. But then if you get there and the conditions are really hard, it's cold, it's freezing, it's snowing, and you have to have the motivation. You have to have that passion, and you have to want it. Mm-hmm. So you have to have that fire, and so so
because once you're halfway up the wall, I mean, there's no. It's the drive. There's the one thing keeping you going. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the music helps a lot. Yeah. So we can, like I said, like when we're hanging in a tent without barely moving, for 3 days, just being able to play music makes a huge difference. Yeah. And then,
but coming out of that, tent for after 3 days, and having to start climbing again, it's like. Yeah, you just want to walk around, stretch your legs a little bit, but you have to just start climbing. It's incredible.
Yeah, and sometimes you start climbing very hard. There's no easing into it. There's no a warm up or whatever. You just straight into really hard climbing. But it's all about having that drive, having that fire, and you just have to keep the motivation. And when you're sitting in the tent for 3 days, you have to know that when the weather is going to turn good, whenever it's going to turn good, it might be in a day, it might be in the next day, but you have to be ready. It's not. You have to be ready, and you have to be good, and yeah, like I said, if you're waiting and you're nothing to do, you're festering, you're just thinking about food, because we're rationing food, sometimes we run out of food and you just have very little food. And if you're just sitting there in this small space with barely any food, it's cold, it's freezing, everything, your sleeping bag might be wet, and you're just sitting there waiting, you're just festering, you're just slowly, it's like, I always say, it's like a rat that's like slowly biting away at your motivation. And then, your psyche, your energy levels, they just keep going down. But if you have things to do and you're enjoying yourself there, playing music, reading books, you're just happy to be up there, spending time with your friends, and you're just, happy to be there. And yeah, music helps loads with that. Then it keeps your motivation ready, and then when the weather does turn good, your motivation, your levels are still high, and you're ready to go and try hard and psyched to keep going. Your spirits are hard.
Did you have a theme song like the Dodo for this trip, or?
Not really. It's I don't think we really had a theme song. I can't think of anything. I mean, there was a part on the glacier that was full of that was sand. It was all sand. So it's an icy glacier, and for at least, I don't know, maybe 10 kilometers or something, it was covered in sand, like it looked like a desert. It looked like you were in the Sahara or somewhere like that, or just a desert landscape, even though it was maybe a meter or two of sand, and then under that there was ice. So it looked like a desert, except there's mountains with glaciers and ice around. But it was covered in sand, and we were walking through the sand with these heavy backpacks, like 30-kilo backpacks, and it's cutting into your shoulders. And I know we were singing that song from the horse with no name. I've been to the desert with a horse with no name. We kept singing that song because I don't know, because it felt like we were in a desert landscape, but it just was a ridiculous, scenery. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So we did play that song along a lot, and then on the wall we were just playing a lot of just funny songs. Yeah. But I don't think there was any specific theme that came up.
And then are you already thinking about the next adventure? Do you have do people keep sending you places? Or you must climb this place, or have you done this climb, or have you heard of this area, or you have a long bucket list? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we try not to, or we don't really organize or plan our trips too far in advance. Because, like I said, I think motivation is very high, and you don't know what your feeling is going to be in a year from now or something like that. So we try not, I mean, we don't plan our expeditions too far in advance, but it's like you said, something always comes up, maybe a friend sends you a message saying, hey, have you been to this place? I want to go there. Or, or maybe you see a picture on the internet or in a magazine of a wall, and you get inspired, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's where I want to go. So yeah, you kind of, I think it's important to have a feeling, that it's kind of intuitive. So kind of wait till something inspires you, and when you feel inspired, you go for it.
So you don't know where the next one is?
Well, I have plans to go back to Patagonia in South America, the southern tip of South America. That's probably where I've been the most. Yeah, spent a lot of time there. I got stuck there with COVID. I got stuck there for a year and a half. Well, the whole pandemic started, and then I couldn't come back, and then I was in one of my favorite spots on the earth, so I just stayed there. So I was there for a year and a half, and so I have a special connection with that place. And the season starts like in December. I mean, it's summer there when it's winter there, so soon there'll be the climbing season will start there. So that's probably where I'll go next.
Mm. We were talking before you came on. We were talking to Quentin about how to make a living in this age, because we're all kind of digital artists now. I have this podcast. Quentin releases his music, and he also plays live as well. So how do you navigate in this modern world of how do you make a living? You're an independent. I mean, you just manage all your own affairs. And
Yeah. So I think, I mean, I'm very lucky. I have some really good sponsors, from the climbing industry, like clothing companies and rock climbing equipment companies and things like shoe companies. So I have good sponsors who support me and my expeditions. And then besides that, when I'm in Europe, I'm mostly touring around from climbing festival, showing our latest movie or doing maybe a slideshow, a talk, talking about, my last trip, my last expedition. So just sharing my adventures with other people, and a lot of time we also play music. A lot of these tours that I do around Europe, doing presentations, I do them together with Nico, and we play music together on stage and stuff. And so it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's always really nice to share those stories also with other people.
Yeah, I'm sure you must be one of the highlights of the festival. People coming to hit because you're a larger than life character now as well. You're like, especially you play the music and that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the music is kind of I mean, it's I mean, we didn't set out to do that. It just kind of happened. I remember there was one once we were we did this one presentation in Banff in Canada. We were invited at the Banff Mountain Festival, which is a really big mountain festival, film festival. And we were there and we did a presentation there. And like after the presentation, the people really enjoyed it. They had a really good time, and they came up to us. One guy came up to us afterwards, and he said to me, wow, it's incredible what you're doing, the climbing and mixing it with the sense of humor and then mixing it with the music. It's such an amazing marketing strategy. He said, I was like, what? Marketing strategy? Yes, your marketing strategy is nearly perfect. And I was like, got the wrong way around, But so that's kind of funny. And then also, sometimes we go to presentations and there'd be a big poster saying, Sean and Nico doing a presentation. And then afterwards, there's a concert, and we're like, oh, who's playing at the concert? And the organizer will say, you guys. And we're, oh, okay. We thought it was like...
Well, it's cheaper for them, isn't it? They can pay you once, and you get a lot of value for money.
Yeah, but so it's funny. Like another funny story was there was once we were in Patagonia, and we were walking towards a mountain, and the beginning of the approach was on a trail, like a trekking trail. We were going towards Cerro Torre in Argentina, in Patagonia. And so we were walking on this trekking trail towards the mountain we wanted to climb. And there was this girl trekker. She was on her own with a big backpack, and she was walking in the other direction. She was walking back down. And she saw us, and she walked about like 10 meters past us. And then all of a sudden she turned around and she throws down her backpack and starts running back towards us. She's like, wait. you guys are those famous musicians. And Nico gives me a little punch. He says, you see, Sean, we're not even the climbers anymore. We're the famous musicians now. We've made it. We've done it. We've succeeded. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's kind of funny where the people are sometimes that now they're starting to see us as musicians. They're not even seeing us as climbers anymore. So,
well, actually, Quentin, we wanted to talk to you about, because when we have to do this song, but maybe we could get you to play on it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I could definitely try in some tin whistle or some pipes.
Oh, that would be great. There we go. Two for the price. I'm getting more value for money from you as well. Yeah, because you can't even bring it. Because I looked on your Instagram and I was expecting to see thousands of beautiful pictures of, because all the climbers are selfie. Got the selfie stick out there, but you had 3 pictures on your Instagram.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not great with social media. With social media, that Instagram channel wasn't started by me. Somebody else started it. So I mean, I don't have a smartphone, so I can't really. I wouldn't. I'm not very technologically advanced, so I wouldn't even know how to put pictures on the Instagram or anything like that. So I'm not very, but I make up with the movies that we make, and
you're pretty technological there, yeah.
And the articles that we write for the sites and stuff. So yeah, I'm not very active on the social media.
No, well, it's very admirable. I think we all wish we could unplug, don't we, Quentin? Yeah, we have to do it to promote ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know. I'm very lucky in that way that, none of my sponsors are imposing it on me or anything. They're happy with the other things that I do. And so, yeah, I'm lucky in that way. But
no, you're a genuine article. I think people that connect with that, and that's all part of the marketing image that you're projecting.
Yeah, exactly.
It is something also very nice to remark that I said to myself also a lot that my music has to work for me, and for the rest it goes very easily. If you just are focused on your work about climbing, stay there, it works for you. And it's not about sharing always the fact, but it's of course by nature sharing with other people, and it's the force, it's the power of playing music or climbing, it's the power of staying creative every day. It works for you. And also that's why people, they don't really understand how you manage your great marketing pitch, man. It's just because you just climb every day and it works for that, for nothing else. And also you don't have to be on social media.
Your mental health must be a lot better.
Yeah. Every light comes through. Every light comes real. So it's a kind of evidence when you are truly creative every day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
fantastic. All your stories are so great, so fantastic. So yeah, that would be fun to create a kind of soundtrack for that little podcast and try to introduce some flute, some Nico's guitar on my guitar. That would be nice, Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. But I can definitely, that was definitely magical what you were saying there. And I definitely agree. I think in this day and age, sometimes people are too focused on creating content, and it should be the other way around. Maybe you just, you should do your thing, and then the content comes automatically, and you're thinking too much about creating content. It kind of loses its authenticity.
Well, of course, when you are involved totally to your art, it's like a constant continuum of creativity. It's like a flow. You just follow it and follow it and follow it. That's very, maybe I have one other question, because it's quite different to practice your art than than me. I mean, like being on stage or in studio or playing music with people, traveling for that also. But when you go for 3 months, 4 months away from your home, from probably your family also, I don't know. Do you think it's something you can easily manage, that going back, how it works for you? I mean, like me, if I really feel the creativity really in my personal continuum, I can really say that I can jump into it for, I don't know, for a week, for 2 weeks, but then it disturbed totally the other life I got with family. I got 3 kids, 3 children. So, and also my wife. So it's something I really have to manage. I mean, staying alive with my music, but also accepting that the creativity has a kind of limit, at a certain point. So how do you, if it's not too private, but how do you manage that going back to your intense life, being in expedition and coming back to your reality? How do you manage it? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't have a wife and kids, so I don't have that responsibility or anything like that. But obviously I have a family and friends and stuff that I like to want to stay in contact with. And I have, my parents, my sisters and their kids and stuff. And, I mean, obviously, when you're away for so long, it's hard. It's kind of hard sometimes. You miss them, or maybe you want to see them. I mean, I think for me, I kind of try to feel like, I kind of feel like I'm always I always try to feel at home wherever I am, so even when I'm on an expedition, it's hard to explain, but I try to be, happy, like in the moment, to be there. And so it kind of has a feeling of being at home, of being where I should be. And, so when I'm in the expedition, I make sure I'm just there, in that place, and taking advantage of everything that's in that place. I mean, I get these opportunities to go in some of the most amazing places on the planet, these incredible places that a lot of people don't get to see, and these amazing landscapes, incredible challenges, and these beautiful walls, and just views that are just, breathtaking and everything like that. So I make sure to enjoy every second of it, every aspect of that. And then, when the time comes to go home, I make sure that I'm at home. And when I'm at home, I make sure to enjoy every aspect of that, to go visit family and to, spend some time with the family. And, sometimes it might be a lot more mellow than on an expedition or whatever, but I make sure that I enjoy that. And I definitely enjoy, spending time with the kids of my sister and things like that, or even going climbing with some friends. And so it's great. I mean, it's an important balance to have, and it's a juggling act for sure. But you just have to kind of do what you can, and be fully with your decisions. Yeah.
That's great. I just think it's a beautiful notes to end on, and I think we're over inspired. So just got to make a song.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I think Quentin will come up with the basic part of it, and then we'll send it to you, and you can add some cream on the cake.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If I can, I don't know anything about technical parts of music, but if I can just if it's just to make it easier on me, if most of my flutes are in D, whatever that means.
D minor, D major.
You see, you've lost me there already. That's already Chinese. I have a low whistle in D, which has a really nice sound. And then I have small tin whistles, which most of them are in D. I have some other ones too. So if you're playing something else, I could try and find one that would work. But yeah,
D's good. Yes. Speaking on Quentin's behalf, this man can do any key. He's studied the conservatory. I mean,
yeah. Okay.
Brilliant.
That's
all right. Well,
yeah, I look forward to it.
You're going to be back. If you go back to Belgium, drop by in sequence. You could always record it in person, if you're going to be.
Yeah, maybe.
When do you come back in Belgium, man?
Probably next week. I might be in Belgium for a while. Yeah.
Okay. I'm home. I'm home there, and be our guest if you want to stay here. We got also a second house, and you can stay also there for a while. Just tell us, and we can also just jam with guitars and see what happens and record few things.
Well, that's would be amazing. Yeah,
that would be fun.
I'm coming.
And if Nico is there, bring him back also.
That's going to be a little more complicated. I think Nico is based in based in France now, in Briançon area. So he's hardly ever in Belgium anymore. Well, he's never in Belgium anymore, really. So it's going to be hard to get him involved. But I mean, maybe we can get him to. We can send him, and he can add some guitars to it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, that sounds easy. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Brilliant. Okay, guys. All right, well, I'll stay on with Quentin for a minute, just debrief. And I'll catch you later, Sean. Been really great speaking to you.
All right. Nice. I enjoyed this conversation. Thanks, Quentin, and thanks, Jack.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. See you later, man.
See you later. All the best.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Wow, what a guy, eh?
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Yeah, that sounds amazing. All the pictures he should have in his head, about Earth, about cosmos, about landscapes. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I think he's married to adventure. You can really sense
his karma is something special. Yeah,
yeah. He doesn't stop. It's one place to another. Yeah, making it home wherever it is, in Patagonia or in Brussels or on a mountain. Yeah, always being in the moment. Yeah, he's really, to touch a spirit like that, you get the feeling to see the world through his eyes it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
So, how do you want to manage the next step? Do you have any, timing to respect for your podcast or?
No, sometimes it can take up to a year, 2 years. Some people are really slow. So
okay.
There's no hurry, but if he comes to Belgium, then just record a simple track. It can just be the two of you in one live take, and let's release that. So let's not make it bigger than it needs to be. He's such an improvisational person. He's such an in the moment person. I think a spontaneous recording like that, rather than a long drawn out recording process, would really fit the brief.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say so. Let's see what happens in the next few weeks if the guy can get here, and can come here and to pursue to continue on the conversation with music conversation.
Wow.
So, and if I got an idea, before that, I can send you also the idea and see what happens, and probably also we can make just another depth on it. And, that can be. So what's the timing you're looking for? I mean, is it 3-5 minutes or?
Oh, no, I mean, maybe he uses it in the movie. Maybe he uses it as a soundtrack to one of a video. Then it's however long it needs to be for that. So, but just aim for a 3 or 4 minute song is fine. Yeah,
Okay.
they're usually around that for a
Yeah.
pop song. But this is not going to be a pop song. But yeah, I mean, you'll see your pieces are 5 minutes, something like that, or however long it needs to.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'd be wonderful if he uses it in a movie or something like that. So if it's an evocative kind of piece of to come up with the essence of what he was saying, is if you can capture that in music, that's a big challenge, but a good big prize.
Okay. So, well, let's keep in touch for the rest.
All right.
And we see each other a bit later.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for that great link, which it's a real. I'm grateful for that. Full of gratitude to you. Thanks a lot. He's a good guy. So thanks a lot.
No, it was my pleasure bringing people together, bringing the world with music, and it's my honor. Yeah.
Okay, Jack. Have a nice time in Italy. Have a nice life there, and see you later. Okay?
All right, mate. Chat later.
Bye, man.
Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the song and the episode. The song will be released next week. It will be available on all streaming platforms, but you can already pre-save. Please support the artists by following them on social media and adding the song to any playlists you have. This is a completely free show, and you've listened this far, so I'd really appreciate it if you could pay us back by clicking like and subscribe. And follow at Podsongs on social media platforms, or subscribe to the newsletter at podsongs.com for special updates. Or just tell the next person you see about this amazing show where musicians interview their idols and write a song about them. The songs are available for download from the Podsongs website as well, which pays a lot more than the 0.00 whatever we get from Spotify. You can also email me at jack@podsongs.com to give feedback, suggest an artist and guest combos you'd like to hear, or just say hello. We're a listener-supported show, and I'd love to hear from you. A final thanks to my researchers, Dori Verbo and Rosa Marino, my producer, Maurizio Sanicola of Goldmine Records, and musicians Massimino Vozza and Luigi Falcione. The next episode will be out soon. In the meantime, you can listen to more amazing episodes in the archives. Until then, have a great day.